Hello, sorry for being late. Shall we
Yeah,
start?
yeah,
Okay. So, could you please introduce yourself?
yeah. Okay. So, I am a passionate web developer with a strong foundation in the core technology of the web, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, my journey in web development has been marked by the continuous cost for learning and improvement, which is my actually main motive. So, and which has allowed me to acquire a solid understanding of front-end web development. Okay, so over the
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
I had an opportunity to work with the several projects. So each is very challenging and enriching my skills in a unique ways.
Mm-hmm.
And these experience have not only increased my technical ability, but also taught me the importance of teamwork and what is the problem solving and adaptability to the situation. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
in so I am excited about the opportunity to bring my expertise in your team and contribute my innovative and impactful web solution to your team and as a uh, team lead.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you tell me about your recent project where you have applied these front-end technologies?
Yeah, okay. So one of my project is Eco Travel. So Eco Travel Hub
Mm-hmm.
is a web platform, and I developed to promote this eco travel to sustain tourism and utilizing in which I utilize the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it has a
Mm-hmm.
lot of feature, and one of the feature that is it is a interactive map for a user to explore eco-friendly design destinations and accommodation. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the challenges was creating this is a responsive and accessible design. So and ensuring optimal user experience across device. So I implemented a lazy loading and efficient data
Mm-hmm.
fetching to enhance site performance and all. Okay, so and this project not only on my technical skills in front end development, but also underscored the importance of sustainability in technology. Okay,
Okay.
so through
Mm-hmm.
Eco Travel Hub, I learned a lot and I learned a valuable lesson in UI
Mm-hmm.
UX design and performance optimizations and building inclusive community platform. So yeah, that's all about my project.
Okay. Okay. So, did
Yeah,
you get a chance to add Bootstrap in this
yeah.
project?
Actually, I'm not added the bootstrap in this project. I just make
Oh,
only
okay.
HTML,
Okay.
CSS, JavaScript. Yeah.
Okay, so you built it from purely HTML,
Yeah,
CSS,
yeah, yeah. Based
JavaScript.
on my
Okay.
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript skills.
Mhm. Okay,
Yeah.
so you must know about the views like mobile view,
Mm-hmm.
computer, laptop screen views, right?
Right.
So while working on this project, have you
Mm-hmm.
considered these things like these projects should work on mobile, desktop screen, etc., etc.?
Yeah, actually, sorry, can you just speak
Okay,
again?
so when we create any front end websites or web pages, right?
Right.
So we need to cover like are these applications should work on mobile,
Mm-hmm.
desktop, or
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
or smaller screen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So have you considered those things while working on that project?
Yeah, actually, I make this accessible in a view to open this mobile, this Eco Travel Hub in mobile also,
Okay, so
and I
means your
was
application is responsive, fully responsive.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, great,
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Okay, so moving to some questions. So, can you
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me what's the difference between HTML and XHTML?
Yeah, actually, okay. So HTML is a stand for hypertext markup language, and it is the standard markup language which is used to create the design on a World Wide Web. And HTML
Mm-hmm,
uses series of elements or tag to structure tags, and we can add images and we can create links and so on, so on. So it making content accessible and visual diverse on the internet. Okay, so
mm-hmm,
and XHTML stand for extendable extensible hypertext markup language. Okay, so and it is
Mm-hmm.
a more strict and clean version of HTML, which is designed to conform to XML, which is stand for external markup language standard. And basically the main difference in their lies in their syntax rule, which is this
Mm-hmm.
XHTML is stricter and require that document will be well formed and making it more suitable for parsing by XML tools and integrating another XML application. So yeah, this is the main difference between HTML and XHTML.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
So, you must be aware about div element, right, in
Yeah,
HTML.
right, right.
Okay. Okay. So, can you tell me the roles and use cases of
Uh,
that tag, div tag?
Okay, the div element in HTML act as the fundamental building block of web pages. So it's serving primarily as a generic container of grouping and organizing content and element. So basically, it is a widely used for layout and styling purpose, and it allow the web developer to create a distinct section within a page. Okay, so and by applying CSS styles directly to these containers. Okay, so unlike the other HTML element that carry the semantic meanings, so div is a neutral and making it
Mm-hmm.
exceptionally versatile for stretching web page without influencing the document semantic structure. Okay, so
Okay.
this facility of divs makes the div indispensable in web design and development. Okay,
Okay. 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 So, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Enough. Enough. Enough.
that's
So, yeah, moving ahead,
mm.
what are the data attributes in HTML? So, have you heard about data attributes
Yeah, yeah,
before?
I heard about
Yeah, yeah.
this.
Okay.
Basically, the data attributes in HTML are special attributes, so
Mm-hmm.
which allowed us to store extra information on standard, basically. So
Okay.
semantic without any changes to underlying DOM structure. So
Mm-hmm.
the purpose of the data structure is to provide a way to add flexible and custom data to elements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in a way that is accessible via JavaScript. So basically,
Okay.
this is a data structure, and without resorting to non-standard attribute, additional DOM elements or complex data structure. Okay, so this make them incredibly useful for scripts needing to interact and specific element in customizable manner. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's all I know about the data attributes in HTML.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah,
you talked about a DOM structure, right?
yeah.
So, I just want one thing. Let's say I
Mm-hmm.
am just new into these front-end technologies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, how
Okay.
will you explain this DOM structure to me?
Yeah, actually, the DOM structure is basically the DOM structure is the structurize of HTML element. So in which there is a three main section of HTML. There is a header and footer. So basically the
Mm-hmm.
DOM structure is the structurize the element in which we structurize the in HTML. So in which yeah,
Okay.
okay, so that's all I know about the DOM elements.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, yeah. Moving ahead, can you tell me about box model in CSS?
Box model in CSS. Yeah. Okay. So the CSS box model is a core concept in web design and web development, and this model breakdown and elements layout into four main component actually. The content at the center containing the actual
Mm-hmm.
text and images or padding. Okay, so the padding, which is a space between the content and border. Okay, so the border itself that enrich the padding and content and the margin, which is the outmost space separating the element from others. So actually, these components are essential for determining the size and spacing and the overall layout of element of the web page. Okay, so by manipulating the properties of a box model, such as padding, margin, border, and the dimension of the content itself, developer can control how elements are positioned and how elements are
Mm-hmm.
making and how they interact with each other and how they enable the creation of a structure aesthetically and etc. So this
Okay.
is the CSS box model.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So, yeah, moving ahead.
Hmm.
Can you tell me few ways so that we can
Hmm.
implement CSS in HTML? I mean, what
Yeah.
all ways are available? We have.
Okay,
Yeah. Go
okay.
ahead.
So there is a, five ways in which we can implement the CSS in HTML. So the first ways is that inline CSS. So it can directly in the HTML element using the style attribute. On the top, we can use the style attribute in which we can directly implement the
Mm-hmm.
CSS. So the first is inline, and the second is internal CSS. So within the style tag in the head section of the HTML document, we can create matlab implement CSS in HTML. So this is the internal CSS. Okay, so the third one is the external CSS. So basically, it is the linking the external .css file. So using the
Mm-hmm.
link tag in the head section. So in the head section, we can use the link tag. So in which we can actually link the external CSS file by using the .csl. So this is the external CSS. And the
Mm-hmm.
fourth way is imported CSS. So within the
Mm-hmm.
existing CSS file or a style tag using import rule. So we can
Okay.
import the CSS. And the fifth one is inline CSS in HTML attribute. So it is specifically styled directly on the HTML tag. So yeah, it is a less common,
Okay.
but the only three ways are good. That is inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. So basically, yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
yeah,
So we have five ways, right?
yeah.
So which is your favorite way? I mean,
Actually,
which
the
way?
generally
Mm.
we use the internal CSS, external CSS. So basically, we have a lot of work on. So that's why we use the external CSS. So there is a separate page, or we can create the CSS, implement the CSS in HTML. If we write the
Okay.
CSS on HTML itself, so it's become so rough type. So basically, we use the external CSS. Mostly, we use external CSS by linking
Okay.
external file of CSS. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So moving ahead,
Mhm.
what are the three types of CSS preprocessors?
Three types of CSS preprocessors. Actually, I am not aware of the CSS preprocessors. I'm not aware of that. No idea about the CSS preprocessors.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay. So moving ahead, do you know
yeah.
about universal selectors?
Yeah, I know about the universal selector. So basically, a universal selector in CSS are denoted by the asterisk symbol. So we can also say that it is a star symbol, and which are used to select all the element of the web page by using the asterisk symbol. So this selector is extremely powerful and very versatile, and it allow us it allowed developers to apply style universally to every element within the selected scope. So this is the universal selector. So yeah, basically by using the asterisk symbol. So it is a very useful for resetting or normalizing the style across the different browser, or to ensure the consistency in the appearance of web element. Basically, it should be used judicially and applying broad style to the element. So this is the universal selector by using the asterisk symbol. Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Okay.
is the universal selector.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So have you used padding and margin in your project, in your any
Yeah,
project?
yeah.
Okay.
I
So can you tell me the difference between them?
yeah. Yeah, I can tell the difference between. So basically, the padding is a space between the content of element and its border.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the padding, and it's inside the element box. Padding is inside the element box, and padding increase the size of the element, but does not add the space between the element. Okay, so basically, it is a part of the elements box model. Okay, so the margin is the space outside the border of the element. So basically this is the main difference, and it create a extra space around the element, but unlike padding. Okay, so padding and it does not affect the element size, and margin is used to create space between elements and helping to separate them visually on the page. So this is the basically main difference between padding and margin. Padding is the space between content, and
Mm-hmm.
margin is the space outside of the border of the element. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
basically.
So, yeah. So moving ahead,
Mhm.
can you tell me about a display flags in CSS?
Display flex, yeah, basically display flex is a CSS property which
Mm-hmm.
that enable a flex box layout of an element. So it means that the elements become flex container, and it directs the children become more flex item. So basically this layout model is designed for efficient space distribution and alignment of items within the container, and both
Mm-hmm.
it can both horizontally and vertically. And display flex provide a more flexible and advanced way of organize item as compared to the traditional layout. So and it making easier to design responsive and complex layout without having use floats or positioning. So display flex
Mm-hmm.
use, yeah, this is the display flex model in a
Okay. 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 So, can you tell me about the role of float property in CSS?
float property in CSS. Yeah, I can tell
Mm-hmm.
that the float property in CSS is used to place an element on the left or the right side of its container, basically. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
and it align text and inline element to wrap around it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most commonly used for wrapping text around images or creating layout. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
when element is floated, it's taken out the normal flow of the document. Okay, so which affect how surrounding elements are aligned with it. And the float property, it help us in creating layout that require the element to be aligned side by side and without having the flex box or grid system. So basically
Mm-hmm.
this is a float property in CSS.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, moving ahead,
yeah, okay.
what is DOM and what's the difference between HTML and DOM?
uh, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
basically, as I said earlier, the DOM is a programming interface for web development. Okay, so I'm not in a deep know about the DOM, but the we can tell the difference between HTML and DOM. I can
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, the difference between HTML and DOM is HTML is a markup language and which is used to create the web page and a specific structure, and DOM, on other hand, basically is a representation of HTML document as a structure group, as a structurized of group of nodes and objective by the browser. Yeah, that's all I know about the DOM and HTML. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah. Moving ahead.
Mm.
Do you know about operators and what are the types of operators in JavaScript we have?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I know about the operators and the types of operators in JavaScript. Basically, the operators in JavaScript are the symbol which is used to perform the operations on operands, which is called the
Mm-hmm.
value and the variables. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, they are the essential for executing arithmetic calculations, and we can compare values and the logical operations and within more in the language. Okay, so the JavaScript include the several types of operator basically, and each
Mm-hmm.
serving with a different purpose. So the first one is we can say arithmetic operators. So it basically perform the mathematical operations such as addition. We can use the subtraction and multiplication, division. Yeah, that is a arithmetic operator. And the second one is comparison operator. Okay, so we can compare the two value and return a boolean value which is true or false, and these
Mm-hmm.
include the equality. So the sign is double equal and strict equality, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
inequality.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is a comparison operator. And the third one is the logical operator. So basically it is used to determine the logic between the variables and between the values. It includes the logical and logical or and logical not, basically. So this
Mm-hmm.
is the logical operator. And the last one is the assignment operator. Basically it
Okay.
assign values to javascript variable. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the symbol assignment operator is which is equal to. So let's say when we write in JavaScript just x equal to y. So basically it is a assignment operator. The value of y is equals to x. So this is the assignment operator. So basically
Okay.
there
Okay.
is four operators in JavaScript. Yeah,
Mm, okay. Okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So moving ahead,
Okay.
let's say I want to copy some parts of array into a new
Mm-hmm.
array.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you do that, and which method you would use in that case?
Copy. Okay, so basically we can use the slice method. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the
Mm-hmm.
slice method in JavaScript actually copies the part of array
Mm-hmm.
into the new array without changing the original one. Okay, so we can
Mm-hmm.
actually pick where to start and where to end and the copy. If we don't say where to end, it copies everything until the end of the array. So we have to check it whether we have to know from where we can copy, and we can actually use the negative number to start from the back. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a good when we want to just a piece of an array or to make a copy without affecting the original one. So yeah, we can use the slice method. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving ahead. So
Okay.
let's say I have one JavaScript file in my system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having longer functions, right? So
Mm-hmm.
is there any way to make them shorter in JavaScript?
Mm, yeah, basically we can use the arrow function. Okay,
Okay.
so arrow function.
So can you explain this?
Yeah, I can actually. So
Yeah.
arrow function in JavaScripts are the shorter way to write functions. So just
Mm-hmm.
imagine just like a function as a machine. So that takes some inputs and give us back a some output. So normally we
Okay.
write the function in JavaScript that we can feel a bit lengthy because we have to use the word functions so to start. But we can now speak that and we can make them shorter by using the arrow functions. Okay, so that not
Okay.
only make our code look cleaner but easier to read. So yeah, but it also has some neat benefits like automatically binding the this value. Okay, so which is a super handy, and we can working with it. So we can use the arrow function in JavaScript to it is a shorter way to write function actually. So yeah, this is the
Okay.
arrow function.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So what is higher order function in JavaScript?
Higher order function in JavaScript. Yeah, basically, a higher order function in JavaScript is like a magic box that either
Mm-hmm.
take one or more function as an input and give us a function as output, or something both
Okay.
actually. So it's a special kind of function that can work with other function as well. Okay, so it is just like a person who can take a task. Okay, so which task
Mm-hmm.
is just like a function, so and help us to organize and combine them in a new way and make it something even cooler. So basically
Okay.
this is a higher order function. So it is an more powerful because they let us write more abstract and flexible and reusable code. Okay, so basically they are the fundamental concept in functional programming. So yeah, this is the higher order function.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So moving ahead, can you tell me about strings in JavaScript?
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, I can
yeah, yeah.
tell you about the string. So basically, a string in a programming language is a type of data which is used to represent the
Okay.
text. So
Mm,
represent the text. So basically, it is a made up of a sequence of character. So which can
mm,
include letters, and we can add the numbers and symbols. So etc.
mm.
So basically, the combination of this is called a string, and strings are used to store and manipulate text as well. Okay, so they are the fundamental
Okay.
part of coding because they enable program to work with words and sentences and any kind of textual data. Okay, so basically in most programming language, strings are surrounded by quotes. They are essential for displaying text to users and working with data that involve text and processing user input. So yeah, that's the string, and we can manipulate through various operations such as slicing. I just said you earlier, and comparison, so etc. So basically, this is the string in a programming language.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
moving ahead, as you know, handling error in any project is
hmm,
one of the most important thing, right? While
yeah,
working.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, error
So
handling is one.
can you explain about error handling in JavaScript?
Error handling in JavaScript. Basically, error handling in JavaScript is a way to manage problem that occur
Hmm.
while a programming is running. So
Okay.
it's like having a safety net to catch errors, so they don't cause the program to stop unexpectedly when we want it. Okay, so
Hmm.
by using the error handling, we can actually identify when something goes wrong and decide what to do about it. Okay, so this could mean just like fixing the issue and asking the
Hmm.
different input or informing the user that there is a problem, and etc. So it helps keep the program running smoothly, and even when faced with unexpected situation, it ensure a better experience for both developer and user. So that is the error handling in JavaScript. Yeah, that is the error handling in JavaScript.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving ahead,
Mhm.
as a array and object, both
Mhm.
stores data. We know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell me the major differences between these array and object?
Array and object. So an array and object in JavaScript are like list and notebook. So basically, an
Okay.
array is like a list where we can store a bunch of item in a specific order. Just like a shopping
Mhm.
list, we can add item in a specific list. So each item has a position starting from zero, so we can easily find them by their place in the list. So this is just like a list, and we can say the object is like a notebook with a labeled page. Okay, so each
Okay.
page has a name. Okay, so which is each
Mhm.
just like each property has a key, so we can say each page has a name, and can store any information we want, just like a diary with the different notes on each page. Okay, so while
Mhm.
arrays are great for the list of things in order, and objects are perfect for storing detailed information when we need to remember the name of each piece of data. So this is the main difference between the arrays and object. So yeah,
Okay.
this is yeah.
So so have you used nested arrays inside the object ever?
Nested arrays I use in my project, yeah, but actually I use the nested array, the arrays of arrays. So I use the nested array, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.